good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is with you in the world. It is your Lord and Saviour on a particularly chilly and misty October morning. We're whipping out the scarf, boys, girls, and everything else in between, because, as I said, it's kind of chilly, a bit frosty, and a bit misty. And as I walk into a bit of a fog here, uncertain things may pounce upon me. Didn't see that coming, did you? Maybe you did. Clever clogs. So, what exactly are we doing here today other than just being a bit of a weirdo? Well, we've had a few of these Bloodlines 2 dev diaries, and I haven't covered them. And some of you may be wondering as to why I haven't done it. Do I have something big planned? Am I going to do them all together? No, I just don't give a fuck. And I just don't want to cover them. Which is like the ultimate factor here. I just don't want to do them. And if I don't want to do something, I ain't doing it, you know? But beyond that, I just find myself saying they're pretty much the same sort of shit that I've been saying with all of them, is that we are lacking gameplay. We are lacking of anything substantial that we can see is actually working within the game. Sure, you can give us screenshots or whatever, or some whip code for us to oogle our minds at, but it's not quite the same as just a bit of gameplay. Even if it was just like a GIF on repeat sort of thing, so we can actually see the moving parts and mechanisms of it all, so to speak. But no, it's just a lot of text and flowery language, and honestly, it's a whole lot of nothing. Now, of course, that isn't to say that I didn't enjoy doing those reaction things, because we did kind of get out some pretty important information regarding the Karim and the Anarchs and how the dialogue allegedly works, you know, because those are important things. And sure, I could like look at blood resonance and feeding, because for a vampire game, particularly the 5th edition, that is semi-important. But as I said earlier on, I just didn't want to. And I also found myself falling into a bit of a pitfall of covering things for the sake of covering them. Like, I'm actively aware that if I talk about Bloodlines 2, it's going to get me quite a lot of views and more subscribers. Such as this video, because I'm putting fucking Bloodlines 2 in the title, and quite possibly the thumbnail. And I can do so much better things with my time than just react to things for the sake of reacting to them, because it's Vampire the Masquerade. I'm a Vampire the Masquerade content creator, so I've got to cover that vampire news, so to speak. And I never want to fall in that pitfall where I'm just doing things for the sake of doing them. That's kind of leading me onto the direction of this channel, to be honest, but that's a story for another time. And I'm not ever negative or positive for the sake of being either or, because that's beneath me, and I do always give out my honest opinions of things, but I just don't want to put myself in some form of commitment where I'm pushing things out for the sake of pushing them out. So yeah, as the sun is shining on my face, we're sort of walking into brighter opportunities and brighter futures where I'm putting out totally based but awesome content for you. And to be honest, I'm honestly quite a bit fucking depressed in general. And I don't want to force myself or commit things that would weigh me down even more. And a lot of the Bloodlines 2 stuff is, like I shared on a community post recently, an article or two regarding Paradox and talking about Bloodlines, and reading that was just so fucking miserable. It was so damning to have one of the honchos of Paradox basically saying that Bloodlines 1 was fucking a shit mid-tier game. Not the exact words, of course, but pretty much what they were saying. They were confirming it's definitely not a sequel to Bloodlines 2, barely a fucking spiritual successor. I am half remembering that last one, but I will leave the articles I'm talking about in the description below. Please read them, because it really is telling about the attitude Paradox have going into doing this. Like, they are not going to focus on doing a Bloodlines 2, they're giving that to somebody else to do. They're not going to be focusing on doing TTRPGs. It talks about how the game was nearly cancelled. It talks about exactly why Hard Suit Labs were removed from the project, and presumably Brian Mitsoda. But yeah, just go and read those articles, please, because I don't want to fucking cover those and just get angry over that, because it's super important for anybody that cares about Bloodlines in any shape or fashion. But the point is, just reading that and just seeing exactly what I had been confirming for many years now, actually, that Paradox really don't care about Vampire. Like, it's a way to get a bit of money. That's what it feels like to me, and that's just kind of the message that I've been getting from these articles of theirs. It's just fucking miserable, and I didn't want to sit there and react to that and just get angry. I get angry over a lot of things that are worthy to be frustrated over. This is one of them. But as I said a moment ago, I'm depressed. I have been for a good chunk of my life, and I do try and avoid controversy, believe it or not, but if I think it's important, I will talk about it. But I just didn't want to get fucking miserable over that more than I had to, you know? So I'm putting myself first in that regard, which is really fucking difficult for me to do, to be honest, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a fucking people pleaser, which should be obvious. I'm a fucking content creator. But you know, that aside, I do want to do stuff that I enjoy doing, and covering all this fucking negative shit with Bloodlines 2 is not one of them. So to recap a bit, I'm not going to be covering every single dev diary regarding Bloodlines 2 for the sake of doing it, because I'm finding myself repeating a lot of the same stuff, and not of it's not really all that interesting to me. There isn't... Yeah, I just don't want to, so I'm not going to do it. Now, if something comes along that's actually worth talking about, like, I don't know, a game trailer, then sure, I will fucking dive balls deep into that clunge and find what I want to talk about, or, you know, react to it appropriately, like I did those original trailers about a year ago, actually. Back when I had less facial hair, a bit more hair, and I actually said I wasn't going to be reacting to every single Bloodlines 2 thing that came out, and look what happened. We got 15 times the trailers, which were important to highlight. So anyway, I'm waffling. So I ain't going to be doing every single fucking Bloodlines 2 thing. Go and read the articles that I've mentioned, and we're going to carry on doing the stuff that I enjoy doing until I don't enjoy it anymore, and then I'll do fucking something else. So, to that end, are you looking forward to Bloodlines 2? What? If so, do let me know. And just share your general thoughts and opinions about all things Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 related, and the original one, because the 20th anniversary for the first one's coming up. And also share me all your fun little Vampire the Masquerade tidbits all together. Now, if you are interested in playing the TTRPG, you'll find a handful of books in the description below, where you can purchase them and use them in your own tabletop role-playing game sessions. Now, if you purchase them with those links, I get some of the money back, because I'm an affiliate on the Storyteller's Own Drive-Thru RPG, so I get a sliver of that coinage to continue to put out awesome content for you. It's not much, but it helps all the same. If not, that's totally fine and understandable. Times are hard and all of that. Just like, share and subscribe to any and all who would enjoy what I do, which is basically a whole assortment of World of Darkness lore, and I will see you on the next upload, whatever that may well be for you. And until next time, farewell.